A win for Barban sees him take the lead in the Drivers' Championship, 4 points ahead of Mars in second place. Black Fridays is 11 points further behind in P3, just a point ahead of Aurochs in P4. Zyros, Berkey and ICU are all 5 points behind Aurochs, with Smith a further 3 points back. Cert and Kilser round out the top 10 with 4 points each. In the Constructors' Championship, McLaren take the lead, 15 points ahead of Ferrari, with Williams dropping to third a further 6 points back. Red Bull and VCarb round out the top 5 on 25 and 22 points respectively. A new race format debuts in SDRL for round 3 of season 6, a double header at Austria and Brazil. The grid for Austria was set using one-shot qualifying, giving each driver a single flying lap to set a time. This increased the pressure to get in a good lap and not invalidate, particularly tricky at a track like Austria. The times were tight at the head of the grid, with Black Fridays taking pole from Zyros by 1.5 tenths. Berkey lined up P3 just 5 thousandths behind, with Aurochs rounding out the second row 14 thousandths further back.
Ferrari front row lockouts here in SDRL, the 5 lights are on, and we go racing here in Austria, down towards turn number 1. The Ferrari up at the front, Black Fridays with a decent start, but Aurochs looks to the inside already, trying to make his way up into second place, already running wheel to wheel with Zyros down towards turn number 3. We go 2 by 2 by 2 as we make our way down the start-finish straight. Slight error in the timing. It says that Jack is up in first. He is definitely not. It's Black Fridays who leads. Aurochs up to second now, making his way through. Brad is with a sensational start as well. He's made his way up into P4, getting himself past Berkey, who has not had a great job off the start-finish side. Further back, look at the gaggle of cars we have down at the back end of the field as they make their way down in towards turn 3, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Now 3 wide further back as well. The Aston Martin of Rob Kaz, I think that is getting involved in a bit of contact as they run down towards turn 5. We have a kick Saber running off the track there as well. Dr. Foog with some wing damage, not an ideal start for him. Up at the front of the field though, Black Fridays has had an amazing start. He's pulled 6 tenths of a second off of Aurochs on the race start here. Zyros as well, he's 7 tenths clear. Both the top 2 drivers on medium tyres. Zyros went for a set of hard compound tyres, so that might explain why he's slightly further off the pace. But as we come to the end of the first lap, it's Black Fridays taking the fastest lap and taking the race lead here. Black Fridays now could be under pressure. Aurochs only a handful of tenths behind the Ferrari driver and down towards turn 3, gaining with that DRS, gaining with the slipstream. He'll have a look to the inside, but he'll tuck in behind, pick up the DRS, and now could have a chance as Brad is going for the move here on Zyros as they make their way out of the next corner, down towards turn number 4. Aurochs all the while going for the race lead, but Brad is battling away, trying to find a way through, but Aurochs now takes the race lead here at the end of lap number 3. And now down we go towards turn number 3 once again. And now we could be seeing plenty of overtakes here as Berkey goes past Brad. Black Fridays and Zyros both going for the move in towards turn number 3 to try and reinstate that Haas 1-2. Aurochs tries to stick it around the outside, but Zyros, since he got the better traction off the corner, doesn't quite look like it. And now Barban's challenging the Mercedes of Bradders and the V-Carb of Berkey as well, down towards turn 4. Can he get 2 for the price of 1 as he gets onto the brakes now, trying to stick it around the outside? We've seen this go wrong many times before here at Austria, but Barbans gets the drive out of the corner. He's up to 4th place now here on lap number 4. Zyros couldn't quite hold the move on Aurochs that time around and now could face some more pressure from the McLaren driver behind on those hard compound tyres, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And here we run down towards turn 1. Zyros getting mighty close to the back of that Rebel. Everybody just tucking in behind, saving their batteries up and getting ready for the charge down towards turn 3 once again. Another driver with a time penalty, Dr. Foog, and now here comes Zyros with the DRS opening up. Further behind, Black Fridays and Barbans potentially battling out, and we go 3 wide, heading in towards turn 3. Who's going to come out on top here? Black Fridays tries to find his way out the inside. Aurochs fighting his way through, and Barbans coming off worst, losing a position briefly to Berkey behind, but he manages to hold on to that position on the run down towards turn 4. Aurochs holds his P2. Black Fridays in the P3. We've got Bradders down the inside here on Berkey, trying to squeeze his way through back up into that P5 position. He currently sits in a V-carb sandwich, can't quite find his way through here. Has to settle in once again for that P6 position. We have some yellow flags out as well. Further behind is Aurochs losing a position to Black Fridays here in the middle sector. Crucial overtake for the Ferrari team, because now look at the gap between Black Fridays and Zyros as they make their way in towards turn number 9. Orax maybe pacing himself a little bit, doesn't want to catch the back of the Ferrari too early and then have to go for the overtake, lose that DRS in the P2 position, so maybe he's just tucking in behind. We've got Rocket into the pit lane here on lap number 8, maybe going a little bit early, trying for an undercut, get a set of hard compound tyres onto the end of the race. The undercut is very powerful around the Austria circuit, so let's keep an eye on how that strategy is going for the Kick Sauber driver. He could be jumping his way up the order, gaining some positions, and gaining positions as well as Barbers to the inside, trying to have a look to make it 3 wide. Black Fridays goes up the inside of Orax, but maybe not for attack, and more so for defense. Berkey as well now looks to try and put pressure on the McLaren driver as they run down towards turn number 4. He's gaining on the back of the Ferrari as well, looks to the outside in towards turn 4, but a defensive drive from Black Fridays now as they make their way up the hill towards turn number 5. He holds onto that position still for the time being, but not looking too easy as it stands for the Ferrari driver, diving back down now through turn 6, 7 and 8. With 10 laps of racing to the end, it's definitely going to be a tough one for these drivers to make all the overtakes stick, especially for the like of Berkey, sat in P5 as it stands. If he wants to try and get in the fight for the race win, it's going to be a lot of overtaking. The longest wait for a race win now, yet without one, is Berkey. Sits on, I think, around nearly 40 or maybe even more races without a race win. So he's going to be really eager to try and get in the fight here tonight. And speaking of getting in the fight, here comes Barbans gaining on the back of Orax. Orax goes to the inside of Black Fridays, heading into turn 3. It'll compromise his exit though, and that could give Barbans a chance. Getting on the power now down towards turn number 4 we go. Still wheel to wheel between Black Fridays and Orax. Barbans is getting in on this, but he's getting a bit boxed in behind the pair of them as they head in towards the braking zone. Orax now takes the race lead. Cyrus is looking to the inside of the McLaren as well. Here comes Berkey too, trying to put pressure on Barbans, and this could be a crucial mistake for the McLaren driver, potentially losing 2 positions here as he tried to look for the overtake. It looks like he'll just hold it. Still up the inside of the V-Cup driver now as they make their way through turns 8 onto the power now, but Berkey with the inside line as they run down towards the final 2 corners. This could be a big moment for Barbans. Zyros is through into second place as well, round the outside through turn number 9 and turn 10. Barbans holds onto the P4 just about, but that took a lot of work for the McLaren driver. Zyros is now right on the back of Orax, so is Black Fridays as they power down in towards turn 1. Berkey sticks his nose up the inside of the first corner, trying to take back that P4 position, but Barbans, relentless as always, holds his defense strong, and he holds that P4 position. All the while, Zyros has powered his way through. He's up into P1. Black Fridays lunges to the inside to try and take second place, but the switchback comes for Orax. He gets the drive out of the corner. He's now back through into second, but pressure now from Barbans behind as well. We could be seeing yet more overtakes down towards turn number 4 to the inside for the Ferrari driver. A bit of wheel bang between the pair of them. They just about make it through the exit. Orax retakes that second place, but look at the gap at the front of the field. Zyros is now 9/10 of a second clear up at the front. He has the better grip. Can he try and break the DRS this time around to try and take home the race win that he very nearly picked up last time out? He's over a second clear now as they run down towards turn number 9. Is that enough to secure the break in the DRS? Is going to be tough once those drivers start swapping behind, but he's 1.2 seconds clear as they come out the final corner, make that 1.3 across the line. Zyros is flying. He's gaining time left, right and centre, and now it's going to be a charge from Barbans to make the double overtake down the inside in towards the first corner. He picks up 1, and now he runs wheel to wheel with Orax down towards turn number 3. 3 wide as they make their way down. Berkey's looking to try and get in on this as well, and once again battles Barbans in towards turn 3. Black Friday still putting the pressure on the V-Cup driver as well as they drive out of the corner. And now, down towards turn number 4, Barbers left without DRS, gives Berkey the chance to send him back through, up into the P2 position, but Zyros is 1.4 seconds clear, up at the front of the field. Berkey and Barbers have fought their way past the 2 hard runners, but now they have some work to do if they want to start to challenge the Ferrari driver for this race win. Lap 23 of 25 now. We run down towards turn 1. Barbans with the fastest lap of the race. So that is going to be the challenge for Mars, trying to take that championship point away from our championship leader. Mars currently sits, I think, 4 points behind Barbans in the Drivers' Championship, but it's going to be 0 points scored here for Mars, so it's going to be absolutely crucial to try and take as many points away for the time being from his nearest championship rival. In towards turn number 3, Black Fridays is looking to the inside, trying to challenge Berkey. Are those hard compound tyres starting to gain a bit more grip. Are the medium tyres starting to fall off the cliff down towards turn 4? Zyros got very, very close, gave his teammates some slipstream, and that's going to be crucial for him to bring the two Ferraris onto the podium positions now. I'm not sure actually if Mars was going for the fastest lap. Now that I'm looking at those tyres are very, very worn, and he may have had to make an extra pit stop at some point, maybe for some damage. Black Fridays and Berkey still run wheel to wheel through turn 7 in towards 8 now. Black Fridays with the outside line. Berkey going to try and stick it to the inside, but is he too far behind now to try and make the move in towards turn 9? It looks like it, and there we go. Never mind, there was an issue I think there with the graphic. No, Mars is into the pit lane, never mind. So Mars is going to go for the fastest lap in the end, try and take that point away from Barbans as we now start the penultimate lap of this race. Barbans leading from Zyros, Black Fridays, then Berkey. The hard tyres maybe starting to come alive for the Ferrari driver who sits in third, but down we go towards turn 3. Berkey, without the DRS advantage, is applying the pressure to the Ferrari driver. Zyros and Barbans swapping positions up at the front as well, but Black Fridays with the inside, now up the inside of Barbans, trying to take that P2 position back away from the McLaren driver. Didn't quite work out that time around, and now here comes Berkey to the outside, down towards turn number 4. Can he go later on the brakes? He pulls himself just marginally ahead of the Ferrari driver, and he's now up into the podium positions once again as we get ready to start the final lap of the race in just a sector's time. But here we go now down towards turn 3. Barbas is close. He's pulling alongside his rival and down in towards the braking zone. Just about gets himself ahead, but I think Zyros may have picked up the DRS. It was very close across the detection point. Berkey now challenging down towards turn number 3 as well. Zyros with the DRS, and that will give him the opportunity. Berkey now looks to the outside. Barbas on the inside. Barbas going to try and go late on the brakes, trying to squeeze his way up the inside and hold on to that position. But Berkey with the grip finds the drive, finds his way around the outside, now to the inside for turn 6, and this time around, is it going to be the move for the V-Carb driver to take that P2 position away? He squeezes his way up the inside through turn number 7, and now is there a chance maybe through these final few corners they put the pressure on down towards turn number 9 and turn number 10? Black Fridays thinks so as he looks to the inside through the penultimate corner. His Ferrari drive comes together, but his Ferrari drive for his teammate is the race win as Zyros takes the win here in Austria. Berkey comes home in 2nd, Black Fridays in 3rd, Barbans dropping down to P4, Orax takes home P5, Takubi just about fends off for P6, Sertdogan close behind in 7th and 8th.
Starting at the back of the grid, Takubi picked up damage on the opening lap, making his task all the more difficult, but he made good progress through the field for the rest of the race. Starting on the hard tyres, Barbant, Zyros and Berkey were all in a good position toward the end of the race, running at the head of the field with softer, newer tyres than the rest of the front runners. Barbans took the lead early on the final lap, but was passed by Zyros and Berkey in the second DRS zone before losing the final podium place to Black Fridays in the penultimate corner. Zyros emerged victorious, finishing 3/10 ahead of Berkey in second, with Black Fridays rounding out the podium a further 3/10 back. The grid for Brazil was set in reverse championship order, meaning that Jax lined up on pole alongside Rob Kaz. The second row was made up of Rocket and Bradders. Takubi started in P9, with Season 5 championship rival Barbans down in 18th place.
Here we are now on the grid, though. The 5 lights coming on ahead of the drivers. It's Jax on pole. Rob Cass starts alongside in second. The 5 lights are out, and here we go racing here in Brazil. Jack with a decent start. Rocket as well, looking to try and cut across and dive to the inside to take the race lead. But Jack on the medium compound tyres gets the run out of the first corner. Through the centre rest as we go. We've already got cars dropping up and down the field. We have a Red Bull not doing very well. I think Takubi's already DNF from the race, so not a great start for him. But Jax leads down the Retro Poster into turn number 4 we go. Jack from Rocket, Bradders into third. He's in the podium position. Not a great start from Rob, down to 4th. Already positions being made. We've got Orax off the track further back as well as they make their way up the hill now through in towards turn 6 and 7. Orax still trying to find his way through, trying to find the positions, but the packs are battling away. Berkey's already up to 8th as well. A great start from him up the inside of Shan as he makes his way now down towards Bigo de Pato. Berkey is making his way up through the field at a rapid rate of knots from 13th on the grid. Here comes Rocket, here comes Bradders as well, towards the centre rest as we go, and Rocket looks to dive his way around the outside. Is he going to get the run with the softer compound tyres up the inside through turn 2? Rocket takes the race lead here on lap number 2. Berkey is now up to P6 as he fights his way through. Further up ahead, we got down the Retro Poster, massive crash. Jack is out of the race. Rocket and Bradders coming together as well. We have a virtual safety car deployed here. It's now an Aston Martin 1-2. Kilser and Rob up to first and second. Berkey is through to third as well. From wing gone with Bradders contact with the King Sauber and the Alpine as well. They were first, second and third in the race, and our top 3 drivers have come together here down the Retro Poster. Crucial contact. They were running wheel to wheel down towards the Cino de Lago. They come together, they pick up damage, and now Rob Kaz leads the race here on lap number 2. Kills in second, and Berkey has charged his way through all the way up to third place. His next nearest rival that he's likely going to be fighting this win for is Zyros down in P7, a good few seconds further behind. He is going to be on a charge, but he has picked up some damage. He's missing his front right end plate, and that is going to be a big hamper to his pace in this race. But Berkey continues his strategic charge to try and once again challenge for the victory. He's now in P9. He's just over a second off the back of the train in front. Zyros is fighting to try and find his way through, wheel to wheel with Kilser as they make their way on towards the Retro Poster out of the curve of the Sol. The Ferrari gets the run. Is he going to try and go for the double overtake? We almost run 3 wide, heading down towards turn 4. Sertdogan up the inside, snatches back that podium position. He's back ahead of Rob Kaz, and Zyros now leads the race here in Sao Paulo. Orax and Barbers run wheel to wheel through turn number 7. Up the hill they go. Contact being made still between the Red Bull and the McLaren. Rob Kaz has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Now they make their way to Pinarino. Orax still trying to find his way through, and he does find his way through. Up to P5 now for the Red Bull driver. Mars at the look to the inside as they make their way through Bigo de Pato. Contact between Rob and Orax now as they run wheel to wheel through Magulio as well. In towards Juntao they go. Zyros now leads by 0.6 of a second. Berkey is back into this train though, and he has got that DRS as well. That is going to be crucial for him. Here we go down towards turn 1. Orax with the inside line as they run to the line. Orax through up into P4. He gets the moves done. Here comes Barbers as well to make the move, and Mars dives to the inside, makes contact though with Barbers. That sets him back, loses him the momentum, loses the rear end of the car, and now here comes Berkey. You've got more contact being made as they make their way through the curve of the Sol. Mars is through. Here comes Berkey as well on the medium compound tyres to try and make the end of the race. He is charging his way through up to P7, right on the back of the Williams driver as well as they run now up the hill towards Ferradura. Is he going to try and make the move? Is Downsy going to try and look to the outside of the Aston Martin driver as they make their way up the hill? Black Fridays is up the inside of the Alpine driver, and here comes Wins as well. Now as they make their way through the middle sector, down the hill once again through the roller coaster section, Aishan Banan getting close to the back, but not close enough to make the move that time around. Through Bigo de Paso we go. Zyros has almost broken that DRS. In fact, he has broken that DRS. 1.1 seconds as he makes his way through Juntao. He pulls the gap, he pulls the margin. Last time's race winner has broken the DRS now. up at the front of the field, but he's got to continue pushing because he's got to put a pit stop over Berkey, who's only about a second or so behind, down towards turn 1. Aurak's now through to second. Sert holds on to the P3, but under pressure behind as well as they make contact through the first corner. Barber's up to 4th. Kills are fighting with Mars for 5th and 6th position, and Berkey now up the inside through the curve of the Soul. Down the Retro Apostle we go. He's trying to challenge Mars to the inside as well to make it 2 for the price of 1. He sticks his nose. He sends it to the inside. Berkey is now through into P5. Aurak's has recalled the back of Zyros. He hasn't broken away just yet. And now we continue on the charge through the field. Aurak's and Zyros are swapping positions, and Berkey has very nearly caught the back of this train as well to get himself back into contention. Black Fridays once again challenged. We have yellow flags. Braddon is off down at turn 1. I think he might have been involved in a collision there with somebody. He's losing positions. Barbus is back through up into 3rd. They swap positions with the DRS, and then a loss of the rear end for the McLaren driver could give Berkey a chance. Black Fridays as well runs wheel to wheel with Sert up the hill through Ferradura, trying to stick it up the inside. Still Sert trying to find his way through to help his teammates out, but he can't find the move. He has to settle for P6 now, and Black Friday is going to be set after the back of the V-Cup driver as he continues in his pursuit. Black Fridays in P2 continues on. Zyros has picked up a 3-second time penalty, fighting it out with Rocket. That is a crucial moment for the Ferrari driver as well. That could be very, very costly for Zyros now as he picks up a time penalty. I think an illegal overtake as well. He had to let the Kicksauber driver back through into P6, and that is going to be costing him even more time now to the back of these leaders as he makes his way now up the hill through Ferradura, pushed onto the grass just for a moment there, trying to stick his way through, almost pushed off the track once again as he continues to squeeze his way, trying to find his way past Rocket down the inside into Pinorino. Is that going to be enough traction? Yes, it is. Zyros putting himself through, but Rocket still sticks the nose up the inside into Pico de Pato. A bit of contact on Rocket, losing the rear end of the car, but that has cost Zyros 1.8 seconds to the McLaren in front. A 3-second time penalty to go with it as well. And now Bartman's left alone on his pursuit of the leading pack with just 5 laps of racing left to go. Aurak still has to make his pit stop. Barbers is now 9 seconds behind. Berkey driving sensationally. He pulled the strategy off and he now rounds the final corner. It's just a run to the line. And we already have one new race winner, breaking the record for the longest wait. Make that 2, because Berkey now comes through to come across the line to win his first race in SDRL. Further behind, Shan and Black Fridays wheel to wheel. Shan picks up second by 7,000ths of a second. Barbans comes home in P4, just about hangs on there with that strategic call up to the line. Mars couldn't quite get him on the track, but he holds on to that P6 position as a result of the penalties. Rocket and Luca across the line. Rocket hangs on to the P9. Aurak's comes home in P10.
Takubi retired as the cars left the grid, and a huge incident on lap 2 saw Jax retire and Rocket and Bradders take on major damage, leading to the deployment of the safety car. A number of drivers gambled on medium tyres, hoping that they would last until the end of the race. Rob Kaz led the field away at the restart, with Barbans in P5 after an impressive opening lap. Berkey's gamble on medium tyres during the safety car was working well as he found himself up in 4th place by the end of lap 8. Aurak's appeared to be gambling on a further safety car as he stayed out on the medium tyre at the head of the field. Black Fridays and Berkey's fresher mediums saw them up in 2nd and 3rd at the halfway point as they broke DRS from Shan leading the following cars. Orex's gamble didn't pay off, as he was forced to pit at the end of the penultimate lap. Berkey had managed to build a 2-second gap to the chasing cars going into the final lap and crossed the line to take his maiden win 2.5 seconds ahead of Shan. Black Fridays took the final podium position just 7 thousandths back, and Barbans completed an impressive drive to finish in P4. A strong couple of races from Berkey saw him leap from 6th to 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, just 3 points behind Barbans. Black Fridays remains in P3, closing the gap to Barbans to just 10 points. Zyros is P4, a further point behind, with Mars dropping down to 5th, 10 points behind Zyros. In the Constructors, Ferrari take the lead, 25 points ahead of McLaren in 2nd. B-Carb jumped to P3, just 5 points behind, with Williams and Red Bull in 4th and 5th respectively. Mercedes are some way back in P6, leading Aston, Haas, Kick and Alpine bringing up the rear as the only team yet to score points.